fuck the intro, let's just go. I decided to look up the term meninist or meninism or whatever the hell it was actually called because people like throwing it out there, and I decided to take a look to see if there's an actual definition. Of course, even Oxford Dictionary didn't have the definition of it, but Urban Dictionary did, and Wikipedia did. And as these are both things that have, well, commonly user-generated definitions of things, I decided to flip a coin, and we're here with the Wikipedia one. For those of you who are part of third wave feminists and all that happy stuff, you might want to look at the definition on Urban Dictionary because it seems to be done more for you folks. So, meninism, in accordance to Wikipedia anyway, is a term used in the early 2000s to describe men who opposed sexism and supported women's rights for equality in society and politics, aka the male feminists, who were supporting the same thing the feminists were, but they're men. By the next decade, however, this term got twisted and used by social media to make jokes which mocked and criticized radical feminism. So pretty much if you made a joke or mocked radical feminism, they kind of used it back on you. Now, this term has particularly evolved into a movement promoting awareness of issues the movement perceives as affecting men, opposition to the perceived oppression of men faced in the 21st century, opposition in a way some perceive that men are victimized by modern-day feminism and occasionally violence against men. Several women identify as meninists, yada yada yada, then it goes into the beliefs and all that happy stuff. Okay, so that's from Wikipedia. Like I said, I chose the Wikipedia one after a coin flip and then double checking things, and strangely the Wikipedia one sounds more like a definition than the one on Urban Dictionary, but that's why I said third wave feminists can go to the Urban Dictionary and get that definition because that's pretty much the one they're using. So, why do I bring this back up? Because again, word definition. You ask 9 out of 10 people what the hell a meninist is, and they go, it's a fake thing. So even if, on the off chance that Wikipedia is 100% correct, it's still considered a fake thing, which means when Oxford finally gets a hold of it, it'll be a fake thing. Because, Oxford goes by Urban Dictionary. No, they don't. Yes, they do. As soon as they decide to forego actual definitions and go, literally means figuratively because everyone's using the word literally wrong. Not everyone, just stupid people. But y'all decide to kowtow to it, so, I'm not going to argue. I've already had my rant on that. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up in the first place is because even with this definition, even with the Wikipedia definition, it pretty much shows me that there's more than one way to look at things, even though that's what I've been pushing the entire time, but, you organics think I'm not using any logical thought, and, well, I've already proven that you guys aren't. But here's the thing. I brought up the fact that I have personally run myself into a paradox, because it turned... Okay, how can I say this? My view on music, at least the recent music, my view got turned into pretty much an SJW mindset, where it's the Anita Sarkeesian / Jack Thompson defense of the more you deal with it, the more likely you use it. The more likely you become to be affected by it, or whatever the actual statement is. Jack Thompson says the more you play violent video games, the more likely you'll be violent. Anita Sarkeesian says the more likely you are exposed to sexism, the more normalized it is for you, and the more likely you'll do it. And I turned around and said, well, in music terms, the more you hear new definitions of, quote, new definitions of words, you decide to start using them. And what's sad is, compared to these three, me and those two, putting us three in the same category pissed me off in the first place. Just thinking about that pissed me off. But then I thought about it. I went, okay. Again, it comes down to actual facts. Actual logic. And here was the thing that clinched it. They always try to blame the games for violent shootings. Hasn't been proven yet. It just so happened they play video games. Oh, wow, there's a shock. That's like saying, I play League of Legends and I main Katarina. And yet, there's a killing spree where someone's jumping in there and throwing a bunch of knives and killing people with knives. Yeah, no, you don't hear shit like that because it's not a thing. It's not a thing. What the hell's wrong with you? It's not a thing. But no, they just look for stuff like GTA and Call of Duty and be like, see, they got violent video games. And Anita's no better. Oh, look, I found the DOA franchise where there's a bunch of half-naked women beating the crap out of each other. Oh, look at the sexism. Really? You just now got that? You just now? I mean, did you take a look at Steam recently? Senran Kagura? No? You just want to know to get male gaze? That's a thing? I don't even know anymore with her. She's just huffing the reefer or something. And again, no real evidence. Because how can you prove that this is a thing when it's advertisements for movies, television shows, movies, books, thing. Women aren't supposed to be weak, and yet the number one thing that was out there for a while was fucking Twilight the book and fucking Twilight the movie. And what did I have? Bella Swan as the main character, and everyone wanted to be like Bella because the boys. Got a better. That's it. I already got a better defense for Anita's side from movies and fucking books. How am I a better pop culture critic than the pop culture critic? How? How is this a thing? How is this a thing? Someone tell me, how is this a thing? How is this a thing? I'm beating Anita with actual facts from movies and books. I don't even need games. I'm just beating the same fact that she wants to use with books and movies. Wow, this is nuts. Completely insane. But all that said, even though the best defense even Jack Thompson would have would be those two girls who attacked their friend because they wanted to meet Slender Man. See, Slender Man's a game. You can do that. That's a thing. Bada boom, bada bing. Wow, see, twice I've been able to do better than they have, and I'm just throwing stuff out there. Because the whole Slender Man thing was actually a thing. Two girls beat up their best friend and try to kill her to appease Slender Man so they can meet him and all that happy. Whatever. It's weird. Two people going in the brain. Whatever. Kaputski. The whole point of all of this, as strange as it may seem, is I decided to look at my fallacy about terms and words and whatever, popularity of such, and words being redefined and retooled because music pushed it. So I decided to look to see if there's any evidence, and then I came across a couple of YouTubers, and then I started listening to how people were speaking, and strangely enough, I found more evidence to support my stuff, to support my assertion, than I even expected to find. In fact, Oxford Dictionary decided to be nice to me. As much as I give them shit for kowtowing to stupidity, if you look up twerking, holy shit, it's actually in the Oxford Dictionary as both a noun and a verb. Oh my god. Well, oh my god. Sorry. Twerk, T-W-E-R-K, also spelled T-W-I-R-K. Yeah, okay. Interesting enough. This is not citing who made it possible. Early 19th century as a noun. A blend of twist, twitch, and jerk. Okay, at least they're trying to give a little bit more credit than just to Miley Cyrus on that one. Early 19th century. Oh my lord. Dance to popular music in a sexually provocative manner, including thrusting hip movements and a low squatting stance. That's the verb. As a noun, it's a dance or dance move involving thrusting hip movements and a low squatting stance. Huh. So, pretty much the same fucking thing. And that's in the, not the Urban, that's in the Oxford Dictionary. The Oxford. You know, like I said, as much shit as I give Oxford Dictionary, they literally just proved my assertion from music and terminology. They just proved it right there. Saved me an effort, saved me a headache. They just proved my assertion right off the bat. Because for me, if there are facts, if there are things that can actually come back and say, hey, I can look up at a book, and there it is. If I can look up things that happen directly caused by something else, then I can actually sit here and go, hey, there it is. Whoop, there it is. And lo and behold, twerking was added to the Oxford Dictionary, and they tried to give it a little bit more credibility, and yet here we are. Just here we are. Which means my assertion holds. And then if you listen to how people talk, you hear stuff like bad bitches. Even the term bad itself got redefined by music because, well, Michael Jackson. Again, you can't really hold too much of a thing because, again, Bitch Better Have My Money was done by Rihanna. Probably Rihanna. I'm not good with pronunciations. But when you try to push said word or term, whatever, you should probably look closer to the heart. And Michael Jackson saying that he's bad is kind of, what was the thing? And again, these terms are just running around rampant in English language now. Racks, stacks, bad bitches. I mean, you could pretty much think of almost anything that went into popular music and bada boom, bada bing, it's a term out there. Hell, you can even say bitches as a term of getting someone's attention, an insult, praising them. Again, bad bitch. I mean, holy hell, there's like 500 different ways these words are starting to get taken because I guess when you're writing raps and hip-hop songs and all that happy stuff and even R&B and old school rock and roll and all things like that, things get redefined. Hell, the twist, for fuck's sake. The twist. You twist the cap of the bottle. Or it could mean the twist of dance. Ha ha ha. I mean, music's always been doing that kind of shit. And no matter how much of a headache it causes me, it just pretty much says that, strangely enough, I was right. And I have evidence to back it up. Holy shit. Why do I have more evidence to back it up? And why can I beat a pop culture critic at pop culture criticking? And why can I beat a senator who's looking for bonds in video games being correlated to actual real life bonds by actually being patient and looking at the news and going, hey, they actually said this. They actually said this. And now you can use it. And granted, when Jack Thompson made his assertion, the girls hadn't done that yet because Slenderman didn't exist yet. Yeah, there's a shock. But the point stands. I shouldn't be beating people who are trying to tear down the video game industry by beating down the movie and book and all that happy industry and television easierly. I shouldn't be able to do it in less effort than it takes them. Let's say it that way. They focus on one type of media. I spread mine out and I still beat the crap out of all their assertions. I mean, hell, if they wanted to say people were getting sexist because of TV, I could direct them to Family Guy. I can direct them to American Dad for that shit. It's easy. I can beat them down with TV, movies, music, books, other types of media to prove their points far better than either of them proved with video games, which is terrifying. And this officially pulled me out of the paradox. Because it means if I really was full-on Super SJW man, never should I ever use the SJW man and the Mega Man boss targeting song ever. I should never use those. No. Ugh. Brain even hurts with that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's just try that again. Let's just try that again. With something else. If I ever did decide to go full SJW man, no music at all, then I could probably do it real fucking easy. And strangely enough, even with it being real fucking easy, I would do it with actual facts and logic. So, let us hope that I never turn to the dark side. No, let's not worry about that. Because again, overall logic and base logic hold far more precedence with me than wanting to be a professional victim and running around screaming about how this is destroying our youth, even though it's everything else that can be easily attributed to destroying our youth because that's been out for longer than anything else, and even plays had shit like that going on, but that's not important now. We just want to beat video games because we don't like video games. Okay, those were assertions. Maybe they love video games. Now, I'm not saying video games are perfect, but I'm saying I can do their job far better with every other piece of media out there. Far better, far easier. And with far more evidence. And yet, strangely enough, as I bring this up again, it's the fact that they keep saying it's games that do it. And they omit movies, they omit books, they omit old school playwriters, and old plays and things like that. Yeah, because, Damsel in Distress never happened in, say, I don't know, the Phantom of the Opera. No, it never happened in movies either, at all. Oh, you never see it in books. And there wasn't a popular series out there that kind of promoted this trope either. I'm going to fall a straight face when I say this shit. I just don't know how. It's only games that did it. It's only games that did it. Okay. You're on something. You need to stop puffing. You need to stop. You need to stop the smoking. You need to stop it. Focus on the actual problem, not the pinky toe of the problem. Find the source. Find the source. I understand that you want to sit here at the end of the capillaries watching the blood go. That's fine. That's great. That's out fucking standing. But if you want to end the problem, you go for the heart. Stop worrying about the capillaries. Find the heart. I'm here traveling arteries. I'm here traveling the veins. You guys are on the capillaries. And I don't even do this shit for a, quote, living, unquote. It's not even in my title. I'm a fucking shadow. I'm a shadow. And I'm doing a better job with the evidence with facts and evidence provided in front of me. I'm doing better than y'all. So focus. Man, woman, and child and all that. Focus. Okay, can we do this? If you really want to go for it, you gotta go for the heart. You gotta go for the heart. Stop playing with the capillaries. Stop dancing around the veins like I am. I'm a shadow. I can dance around veins and arteries all day long. It don't matter to me. I'm not trying to end all sexism, end all masochism, I don't know, masochism is something else altogether. That's wanting to get hurt and liking it and no, not my thing, because I don't even like needles. But the fact remains, if you're trying to end a problem, go for the heart. Stop bullshitting around with the capillaries. Stop it. And the only people that got them popular so much is people who debunk them and people who support the idea because they don't like the gains either. Just throwing that out there. I know that sounds like an assertion, but let's be honest. If Anita Sarkeesian's theory held, and she made, quote, the perfect game, and people were supposed to support, say, Zoe Quinn because Anita backed her, you would think, with as many backers as she had, she would have far more weight in games. She would have far more weight. Like, Zoe Quinn should be a super multi-billion-dollar millionaire, billionaire, whatever, because she was backed by Anita Sarkeesian. And yet, here we are, and they both, one made mediocre games, and even the great patron saint, Anita Sarkeesian, had a concept for a game, and she still threw those tropes right out there. Same tropes, right out there. Organics. Y'all really are playing in the capillaries. Stop it. Unless you guys are frauds and just wanting attention, then that's a whole nother kettle of fish, and that's a whole nother rant for another whole nother time, and that's not my job. Again, I'm a shadow. If I gun for an issue, I move in shadows. I pay attention to little things, and I take notes from every little thing, and I come back with a fucking dagger. I would actually stab people with a pen and a dagger. I would actually stab people with a pen. I'm not saying that's a popular thing, but I would actually do it. I would actually, if I wanted to take stuff apart, I would take it apart. But again, I use logic, facts, and everything like that. So that just tells you something. So this is Double R, and I'm out. And again, logic. Why don't people use fucking logic? It's fucking logic. It's logic. How is this a bad? Why is it so hard to understand? Oh, and I beat my paradox. I beat my paradox on me. Yeah. Woo.